Alright, I'm back with what can you expect after a frenectomy? So, there's a couple things that I want you to be aware of before you even think about doing it. The first thing is you probably need stitches. Um, you probably will, most likely, and I'm very sure you probably will, because the way that they have to go in and do it, a lot of times they have to do some stitching. If they do it with a certain type of laser, they may not have to do so much, but there's a great possibility that you will need them. Another thing, you may not be able to eat solid food for a good little while. Honestly, they told me about a week, and that's about how long it took me to where I could really eat solid food without it irritating. Because basically, what the food would do was, it felt like it would get all caught up in there. Okay, so we have a special guest. You want to come in while I talk to you about it. Well, basically, you do when they get so that was definitely something that I didn't expect. I love eating, so to not be able to eat for a week, I mean, I ate, but it wasn't like what I could do because you feel like the food gets stuck all up in here. You feel like, oh, I don't want to do something that'll mess up what I just had done. Everything. So, um, you can eat like macaroni cheese, mashed potatoes, anything that's soft, but you still have to be careful with that because it's still sore. My dentist, he gave me a regimen. He gave me some ibuprofen, and that I would take every 6 hours, and if need be, to take some acetaminophen with between those. So I would do like a ibuprofen every 6 hours, and if like 3 hours before the ibuprofen was scheduled to be taken, I would take the Tylenol if I needed. Um, After the second day, I really didn't need all of that. I pretty much took the ibuprofen once or twice a day, maybe 3 times depending. But I will say it did kind of mess with my sleep some because I could feel it. I could feel it. It kind of did. It didn't hurt, but it was like more of a nagging pain. It's kind of like that pain you already get from when you have braces and they get attached. When they get them adjusted, it's that kind of sensation where it's kind of like. Another thing to look for is you won't be able to spit for a little while. They tell you at least go 48 hours without spitting. I try to do even longer because they don't want you to mess with the stitching. They don't want you to disturb this area at all. Like literally, they will give you a mouthwash. It's a medical mouthwash that they'll give you. Usually so the mouthwash. Its indicated use is usually for patients that have gingivitis, anything that they will want to make sure that the bacteria is not growing in their mouth. And so it basically helps because this front area, they tell you not to brush for at least a week because they don't want you to disturb everything that's going on. So you have to definitely use that mouthwash at least twice a day or what's indicated by your physician. And now the bottom, I could brush. And that was fine. But he wanted to really make sure I was gentle with that top. Another thing that I didn't really think about, but you really have to do is he had me come back for like a post-op. I did a 1 week post-op, and then I have a 3 week post-op coming up. So I should be getting the green light after that to go, hey, everything looks good. You can eat normally. Well, the last time he told me to eat normally, but he still said, be careful. Make sure to not eat hard stuff all the time to where it can go in here and disturb all of that. Um, One thing is, it does take a little while. I will say be prepared to be there about 2 hours, but that's because I had a couple things going on. I had the frenum fixed. They cut this part, that little papilla that was down here, and they did some gingivectomy. So they did a couple steps. So if you don't have all those steps, you may not take 2 hours to get everything done. It might take 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But really, it was a great experience. So I guess a list of things that you know that you will have to get is ibuprofen or some type of pain reliever. You may take acetaminophen. It just depends on what your dentist prefers. Then you're gonna have a mouthwash that you have to get. After the mouthwash, there may be a time where you might have to use an ice pack. I know when I first got out of there, they gave me an ice pack and said, "Hey, wear this off and on for 30 minutes for the next couple of days." Well, he really, yeah, basically, because you're gonna need it. And so, I kind of made me a makeshift one after the one that he gave me ran out. I put like some ice into a bag and do it like that, or like an icy and put it in a sandwich bag and kind of held it there. That swelling, it took about 4 days to go down. So it took a while, but it really wasn't bad at all. If you have any other questions about having a frenectomy and a gingivectomy done, just let me know. Comment. I also leave an email in the description so that you can contact me. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and share. Thank you for joining me, and hope you have a great day.